Hello and welcome to MatchroomBets.com. I'm Jesse May. The names on the lips of every boxing fan these days are the Haymaker and Big Mac, as David Haye takes on Enzo Maccarinelli for the Cruiserweight Championship on March 8th. They say it's the biggest British fight since Chris Eubank fought Nigel Benn in 1993. And the man behind that fight, promoter Barry Hearn, joins me now. Now, Barry, what's in this fight for you?
This is a rarity and a very tough bet, a tough fight to bet on. Very rarely do we see undefeated world champions put their joint titles at risk. Couple that with national pride, who wants to be the best in the UK, if you like, and you've got a fabulous fight. Now, we all see a lot of fights which are non-competitive. There's no question this one is super competitive. A look at both the records and you'll be surprised how similar both fighters are. We know they're both world champions. We know they're both cruiserweights. We know they're both knockout punches. It's interesting that Maccarinelli has hit his fighters early, stopped his fighters earlier on average than David Haye. But a look at the record, there's two fighters that they both share victories over. Tony Booth is one and Gary Delaney is the other. In both cases, they were knocked out quicker or stopped quicker by David Haye than Maccarinelli, and that gives us a little bit of a lead. But I think you look at their career paths. David Haye came off a very big win in Paris for his last world title. He went on the floor in the fourth round, got up and stopped Mormek.
So he doesn't have a glass jaw.
An undefeated fighter stopped him in the seventh round. Both these fighters have been stopped once. Lee Swaby knocked out Maccarinelli and Carl Thompson knocked out David Haye. Now, does that mean they've got a glass jaw? Not particularly. They are mixing in company when they're throwing a lot of leather. And when you're a puncher, and both these guys are punchers, you tend to leave yourself open to the big puncher to fight back. David Haye in particular was well on top against Carl Thompson, stuck his chin out, walked onto a cracking shot. Good night. That can happen to anybody. So don't believe all this glass jaw nonsense. When you're in with big punches, you're liable to get knocked out. That brings us into the start of the betting. How do we make money on this fight? How do we pick a winner? Well, it's not going to be easy, but I think there's one huge advantage that's going to sway me to thinking that David Haye is going to win this fight. Up until Mr. Warren, the promoter, made a massive offer to both fighters to box for this undisputed cruiserweight title, David Haye had already pitched himself, indeed publicly announced he was moving up to heavyweight because he's struggling at the cruiserweight limit. He is a naturally bigger man than Maccarinelli.
With a bigger punch.
With a bigger punch, which tends to go with bigger weight. If you weigh a lot more than the other guy, your punches tend to hurt more. And both these guys punch correctly, so they are going to be capable of inflicting damage.
I mean, I read that he's having to get weighed in every 2 days. He's having trouble making the weight. Does that take away from his strength?
Not really. If a professional boxer that loses his weight properly, and these guys are both conditioned athletes, they've been there before. David Haye has had trouble making the weight for 18 months, but he still made the weight, so he knows how to do it. The difference is the weigh-in will probably be midday the day before the fight. This will give David Haye the opportunity to put back that liquid that he's taken off, probably to make an artificial weight, the cruiserweight limit. He is not a natural cruiserweight. Maccarinelli is a natural cruiserweight. Maccarinelli's no tiny guy, but there's no question that David Haye, when he enters the ring, will weigh probably 10 to 14 pounds more than Maccarinelli will weigh on the amount of weight that he has taken on in the 36 hours preceding the fight. And that's going to give him a big puncher's advantage.
So, I mean, Haye's 4-6 in the betting right now. You make him a bigger favorite.
I make him a bigger favourite, but I wouldn't back him like that because I still think that this fight is in the balance on the grounds that they're both punchers. As we've said, they've both been stopped. We know their chin won't withstand the heaviest of blows. And goodness me, I wouldn't want to withstand the heaviest of blows. But the odds say that the bigger man and the bigger punchy will be David Haye. So I think on a fight like this, we've got to look for some value. 4-6 Haye, to me, is not value. I'm going to try and be very speculative. I'm looking to name the round. Because then I can feel that if I get lucky, I've seen a decent return on my money. 4-6 to me is trying to buy money, and when you buy money in boxing, it has a habit of biting you back.
You should know, right?
There's going to be a lot of pride. This is the other thing that's going to influence this fight. David Haye's boxing in London Does that give him home advantage? Yes. Does it G up McInerney? Absolutely. So between the two of them, I think these guys are going to come out firing. If David Haye has had a trouble making the weight, he's not going to want a 12-round fight. McInerney knows only one way, come forward and throw leather. This fight is not. The one bet you do not have on here is you do not bet the draw, because this fight is not going the distance, one way or the other. So I'm looking to look at Haye, and I'm looking him to finish it within 3 rounds. That way, I think one of the others is going to finish it early. I'm edging towards Haye. I'm looking for value.
That's quick. Does this remind you of any other fights? Big punchers? I mean,
I know there are lots of fights where you can see in the old days of Nigel Benn, you knew that Nigel Benn wasn't going to mess about. If he could take the guy's head off, he was going to do it. But this is such an equally balanced fight. When you come to bet on it, I'm looking for some value. I'm not looking to buy money. Buying money when you know we had a certainty, what I thought a certainty fight a few weeks ago when Colin Lynes fought for the European title against a Norwegian. The dot on the card was Lynes to win on points. He's not a concussive boxer, he's a great stylist, the other kid's a big trier. You could really have your house on a points victory for Colin Lynes and go to sleep without even watching the fight and just get up in the morning and go and collect your money. That's easier. Sometimes boxing can be that easy. This is not that easy. This is a fight where you think, I could look silly. So I'm going to have a reasonably small bet on this, and I'm going to go probably for rounds 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to take 5 to 1 on any of those 3 rounds. So effectively, I've got 3 rounds. At the end of the 3rd round, if they're both there, I'm going to sit back and enjoy a classic fight because I've done my money. I suspect that one of them won't be there, and my judgment says that the winner will be the heavier man in David Haye.
Bazza says rounds 1, 2 or 3. I hope this has helped you find your edge.